Goeiemorgen, good morning and welcome. Strung out like a string of pearls are the small and not so small towns along the south coast of South Africa, along the Whale Coast. Rooi Els, Pringle Bay, Vleesbaai, Kleinmond, Hermanus, the Kelders, Gansbaai, Franskraal, Pearly Beach, Struisbaai, Arniston, Witsand, Stillbaai, Gouritz, Vleesbaai, Boggoms Bay, and then Mossel Bay. Each of these towns has its own history, its own charm. Many of these towns started life as a little fishing village or as farms near a water source, and through the years they developed into holiday destinations. My partner said they reminded him of what the California coast must have been like 50 or 100 years ago, before every inch of it was developed. The town still has breathing space, and while they can get very busy during the summer school holidays, even then they retain a comfortable, beachy charm. As my daughter used to say, the coastline is same but different. Rocky outcroppings alternate with long, sometimes even miles-long, white sand beaches. Fynbos-covered dunes march along the beaches. But if you know where to look, there is so much more. High cliffs, river mouths with shallow lagoons or deep lagoons, inland estuaries. You're equally likely to encounter lighthouses and shipwrecks. On my fridge at home, in between many international destinations, there are actually 2 fridge magnets from Pearly Beach. This was my family's vacation destination of choice when I was growing up. We have links with family and friends to many other of these South Coast towns. I helped my uncle dig the foundations for the beach house he built in Rooi Els. My one aunt and cousin calls Betty's Bay home, and another aunt and cousin lives in Gansbaai. Our old school friend teaches in Hermanus. Every town along this coast has some type of a link. Every town along this coast have memories and joy tied up within it. I had always believed the coast here smelled different, and it wasn't until much later in life that I found out that I was actually correct. The combination of Cape Fynbos and kelp forest makes that there's a unique marine and floral environment along this part of the coast, and therefore it does smell different. For me, it will always smell like vacation. While these towns form a continuous line marching along the coast, actually visiting them is not quite as easy, mainly due to the many wonderful nature conservation areas. You sometimes need to venture far inland to get from one town to the following one, and sometimes, as happened to us twice on our trip, construction on the paved roads might just throw you onto some dirt roads. But this has always been the charm of this area. It would just not be the same if there was a huge highway linking the town. A big part of the charm of this area is the exploration. You can never be 100% sure what is around the next corner. Of course, Pearly Beach remains a personal favorite. I've actually stayed over in many of the others, and my brother and I once had a wonderful vacation making our way up the coast in his ancient bakkie, his pickup truck. Which one of these towns are your personal favorite and why? Drop me a line in the comments so that I know you're out there and I'm not just talking to myself. I have personally seen all 5 of the ocean big 5 along this coastline. Whales, sharks, seals, dolphins, and penguins. Well, there are some places where you are more likely to see these, and some times of the year where they are much more likely to be seen. Always keep an eye on the water. You never know when you might get lucky.